Welcome back, everyone. The Boys Season 5 dropped a brand new trailer. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs, WTF moments. It is pure diabolical, as you would expect from The Boys, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Cannot wait to see what crazy milk-related crimes Homelander commits this season. This is meant to be the final season of the main series before all the big prequels start, like the Soldier Boy, Jensen Ackles prequel, so we will see how they try to top themselves from previous seasons. But there's a whole lot to unpack here. Like, they go full supernatural. We see Padalecki in the trailer. Of course, they were going to put him in the trailer. Jensen Ackles is back as Soldier Boy. There's a bunch of scenes with him. And they've actually revealed that they are doing a full reunion type of scene. Like, that's what the energy they're going for. With Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, and Misha Collins on screen together. Like, the boys will all be together on screen. But just starting at the beginning of the trailer and working our way through shot by shot, talking about Easter eggs and WTF moments. It starts with a meeting of the boys coming back together, talking about the state of things and how things have gotten so bad underneath Homelander's presidency. Basically, he's running the country currently with a puppet president. As they survey the remnants of a battlefield of a bunch of people that have been killed, it looks like there's one of those private prisons in the background too. Basically, the all-out war scenario that Homelander was teasing that he was trying to create in the United States and then around the world. If you actually look at the official posters, you also see Homelander floating above the Earth with nuclear explosions going on all over, just completely destroying the planet. And another big reveal, Butcher is back with the boys while they're surveying this battlefield here. He's still got his Compound V tumor played by Monkey, so we'll probably see more Monkey during these episodes too, as he hallucinates him. They give a better look inside one of Homelander's private prisons. It's Tech Knight's private prisons, but notice you see everybody's uniforms look like Homelander's capes on them. Basically, they're putting all regular people and superheroes that won't toe the line in these different prisons. Also, a big reveal, Huey is in one of these prisons. We get a scene with Huey and Starlight where he basically says he's going to continue the fight even if it does kill him, theoretically. We will see if they get a happy ending, because the plot for their characters in general is vastly different from the original Boys comic book. They also did say that the ending for the series, because this is the end of the main series, will be different from the ending of the original Boys comic book. So if you're expecting a big black noir twist, that isn't going to happen. Like, they've gone a completely different direction with those characters. Most theories now is that it has something to do with Ryan, because he seems like he's become such a big character in the narrative. We also get a bunch of scenes with him too, using his powers looking really twisted. Don't worry, we will get to that part. There are a couple more scenes of Frenchie and Kimiko together, just wondering how their relationship is going to wind up. Will one of them or both of them wind up dying or sacrificing themselves? You also notice that the song that they put on this trailer is Styx's Renegade, talking about Lawman coming for them. Basically, the idea is they're all renegades. Now, anybody who doesn't toe Homelander's line is a renegade, and he is coming to kill them or lock them up. In the case of the boys, though, he's just looking for excuses to kill them. Butcher tries to give them a big call to action. This is when they're still in that same meeting room, and they just break that voiceover up over the entire trailer. This scene inside the prison seems like Starlight using her powers in a really big way to help free people. This might be when she breaks Huey out of this prison. Butcher basically trying to bring them around on the idea that yes, they will probably die, but they could save the world in sacrificing themselves. My guess is because Huey's inside the prison in a lot of scenes, is this meeting of all of them together is after they break him out. Not totally sure what's going on here, but it seems like Black Noir is taking out some guard here, some military personnel. Maybe they were getting ready to question Huey, or they were protecting him, or something like that. It just seems like Black Noir has come to try and take Huey out, or capture him again and put him back in prison. Then another big surprise, Ashley is the new press secretary for the president, which seems absolutely hilarious. Like, there are all kinds of real-world parallels you can draw here to people who were just doing this and then left their jobs recently. Probably the bigger question with Ashley is what her Compound V powers will be, because we saw her getting those at the end of Season 4, and they looked very gruesome. She's probably still wearing another wig, because you remember we saw her skull pulsating. She kind of looked like the leader during the Captain America Brave New World movie too. But at least here, her skull actually looks normal size. We get another shot of Zoe and Stan Edgar back from Gen V Season 2. If you didn't watch those episodes, I did full episode videos for that. You could just go back and watch those to find out what they're doing. He has a special underground bunker that was meant to be safe from both Homelander and Soldier Boy. He told the characters that he was planning on coming back in a big way and taking control of Vought again eventually. So whatever he's going to do is going down during this scene. Then we get a new scene of Ryan going full Homelander inside this shit, like this building or whatever it is. And it just seems like he is pissed off. It looks like these are military troops too, like hardcore military gear. So it's not clear if he's fighting with or against Homelander's forces. During season 4, it seemed like he was starting to falter, like he realized that his father, Homelander, was just absolutely crazy and couldn't stand him. So it seemed like he was turning against him. But because he was always torn in previous seasons, like he wanted to be a family with his father, but his father was so messed up and he was starting to recognize that. So it just seems like he'll continue to grapple with that during season 5. But the actor who plays him just grows so fast. So I actually think that a Ryan versus Homelander ending is way more legit now than it would have been a number of seasons ago. Like he's just become way more powerful theoretically, and he's now big enough to seem like a bigger threat to Homelander. Who would be powerful enough to actually fight Homelander if not another Homelander, which is basically what Ryan is. There's another new scene of Sage, who's since become the CEO of Vought, taking over Ashley's job, just seeming diabolical. You remember that she was moving things into her phase 2 of the plan. There was a lot of talk about her secret plans that she made with Thomas Godolkin during Gen V Season 2, but now most of that has gone by the wayside because remember, her big thing at the end of Gen V Season 2 was turning against him because what he was doing was actually going to throw her phase 2 plan off the rails, and she didn't want to do that. She wasn't willing to do that. Basically, her plan involves the fall of Rome, as in the fall of the United States, the fall of democracy, so that Homelander can be the one to swoop in and be the God Emperor to save everyone, and they would love him for all the crazy stuff that he's about to do. There's an absolutely twisted scene of Homelander showing that he's brought Soldier Boy's cryotube into his apartment inside Vought Tower, and he's just been keeping him there, staring at him on the regular. You have to imagine that Homelander has had him in here for a while. 100% something crazy that Homelander would think to do. Soldier Boy himself, who was pretty twisted, would also be very creeped out by this. Like, dude, you just kept me here looking at me like an action figure for a couple months? The vibe here is a little bit like having a boxed action figure that you haven't taken out of its container yet. A reckoning is coming. When he's inside his apartment and says a reckoning is coming, it's not really clear if he's talking to himself, like we've seen him do in previous seasons where like his multiple personalities come out and he starts talking to them, or if he's taken Soldier Boy out of cryo and then tells him about what he wants him to do. Because during the season, supposedly Soldier Boy is going to be going around trying to capture the boys for him. Then there's a much longer scene of Homelander just repeatedly punching the life out of something or someone that they break up over the rest of the trailer. Rewatching this scene, you also notice that Homelander seems like he has laser damage on his suit. That would actually come from Ryan's beam, so it really does seem like he's actually trying to kill Ryan here. We finally get our first scene of Jensen, Ackles, and Jared Padalecki, and it seems like he's another superhero, and they're inside Vought's facility here. It's just taking him into this room here. You also notice that Homelander is behind him too. My guess is they're actually inside the White House, just based on the look of this. Not totally clear why Soldier Boy is confused here. Maybe they're talking about whatever their plan is, and this is inside the White House, and these are just some of the people that Homelander has helping run the country. Then there's another new scene of what looks like the Deep trying to clean up an oil spill. I think that's what's going on with this fish here, and that's why he's so distraught, because there's this giant oil spill going on. There's a scene of A-Train inside one of the prisons, and it seems like the vibe they're going for is the Quicksilver during the X-Men movies types of scenes where things slow down and you see it from his perspective, just running around doing crazy stuff. Then there's some kind of Vought production going on here. It just seems like some special show they're putting on that's Vought themed. I don't know who this character is meant to be. It might just be a new person they're introducing from the comics. You can let me know if you think you know who it is in the comments. Then there's a scene of someone exploding next to Jared Padalecki, and it's not clear who it is. It might have something to do with how his powers work. Then I love the way they edit this scene. Now, these are completely different scenes, but notice how they put Terror in the scene. Like, Terror comes back, but then they show Dognot right after that, and we know what kind of degenerate Dognot is. Please, please, Amazon, do not let Dognot get anywhere near Terror. Then there's this crazy scene of Homelander seeming like he loses it in this giant field with this other person. I can't quite see because it's too tiny in frame, like you can't quite zoom in and enhance enough, but it seems like this person has told Homelander something so messed up, so bad, that he just completely loses it and fires his I-beams into the sky. I think that's what's going on. I think he's just losing control of himself emotionally for a minute. The only thing they really leave out of this trailer is the Gen V Season 2 ending. So at the end of that, the boys showed up to meet Marie and the Scooby Gang, basically telling them that they needed their help during what's going to happen during The Boys Season 5. And they even made jokes like tongue-in-cheek references to big crossovers. But yeah, no, like some sort of merger. How'd you find us? I don't know how big they're going to be during the final episodes, but I would assume at least in 1 or 2 episodes. Once they start releasing the episodes in April, we'll also start hearing more about the Soldier Boy prequel series that they're doing with Stormfront called Vought Rising. We've already got a couple previews from behind the scenes. Maybe they'll release a teaser trailer for that after the finale drops. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below, and if there's any Easter eggs or references that you spotted that I didn't talk about during this video or my previous videos, just write them below in the comments. There's going to be a couple of the really big trailers coming next week too, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss any of that stuff. Streets are currently saying that the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer and the Supergirl trailer are going to drop on the exact same day. We will see if one of them decides to back off and releases on some different day. Everybody click here to learn about Netflix buying Warner Brothers. It's absolutely crazy. And click here for all my other Boys Season 5 videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.